A very popular topic in the news of late is same-sex marriage and the ongoing debate of repealing DOMA, which is the Defense of Marriage Act of 1996. According to my audience survey, 40% of you have not heard of DOMA, which was adopted by overwhelming bipartisan majorities in the House and Senate and signed into law by President Bill Clinton on September 21st of 1996. This law was an attempt to preserve and defend the traditional state of matrimony, to mean the union of a man and a woman. DOMA is a United States federal law that restricts marriage benefits and marriage recognition to opposite sex only. This includes joint tax benefits, Social Security survivor benefits, and health insurance. This act was brought into existence by fear. Hawaii was considering allowing same-sex marriages, and the other states were fearful that the same-sex marriage couples would then move to other states and expect them to have the same recognition and rights as Hawaii. According to my survey, 90% of you believe that same-sex couples should be treated equally when it comes to being able to marry, and 90% of those surveyed believe same-sex couples are entitled to the same benefits as heterosexual couples. In contrast to the survey, only 6 states and the District of Columbia have explicitly recognized same-sex unions as marriages, and not once did these jurisdictions recognize same-sex marriages by popular vote, according to Baker and Duncan. Furthermore, 41 states have taken measures to defend the current state of marriage between a man and a woman since DOMA was enacted. The argument seems to be with the definition of marriage. The prestigious Council on Families in America, which is a group of scholars and analysts, gave their opinion on the status of marriage in America. Basically, their stance in relation to marriage is civilized society is that it is necessary for marriage to stay between a man and a woman because of the socially accepted and endorsed idea of childbearing and generational continuity. That's according to Baker and Duncan. In defense of this stance, Professor Hadley Arkes wrote on the purpose of begetting or procreating. At its core, it is hard to detach marriage from what may be called the natural teleology of the body, he said, namely, the inescapable fact that only 2 people, not 3, only a man and a woman, can beget a child. In my survey, only 10% agreed with this thinking, with 90% stating that people should be able to marry regardless of their ability to procreate. But this is 2013, and times and attitudes are changing. Just recently, the United States Supreme Court heard arguments for the repeal of this law. President Clinton, who enacted it into law, and our current President, Barack Obama, have agreed that it is unconstitutional and should be repealed because our 14th Amendment guarantees equal protection under the law. It is unfair that straight married couples be allowed to have all the benefits of federal law and gay couples to have none. As of this writing, Section 3 of DOMA has been found unconstitutional in 8 federal courts, including the First and Second Court of Appeals on issues including bankruptcy, public employee and benefits, estate taxes, and immigration. In conclusion, 90% of you surveyed gave your definition of marriage as 2 people that love each other or honor each other, commit to each other, and want to be together for life. 10% felt it was between a man and a woman only, and none answered with anything about procreating. The time for change is now. We are all responsible for the decisions we make. Denying these simple rights to same-sex couples to love, honor, and protect each other is unconstitutional and, in my view, ethically unacceptable. It is in the best interest of all, and especially to the children, to allow the same-sex couples to adopt or use whatever methods they choose to have a family and the same rights as the majority of us enjoy. Perhaps President Obama said it best when he appeared on The View. In speaking about the U.S. Constitution, he said, "What it doesn't stand for? Taking away rights based on a person's gender or the gender of his significant other. It also doesn't stand for federally created second-class citizenship. DOMA must go."